Hi, it's Sheila, and I cannot believe I find myself sitting on the couch, on the treatment couch, about to have an aesthetic procedure done. I'm 63 and I have never had anything. I've never had Botox, I've never had any filler, I've never had any form of a cosmetic procedure. And it's not that I've been against them. I suppose I haven't needed them. At least that's what I thought. I haven't needed them in that I've looked after my skin, and I do believe that, good skincare is really vital. And I also do some facial exercises. So both of those things. And I take supplements. I have been taking my collagen supplements for years, long before they became popular. So I think when you look at my skin, you can see that it really, really is excellent. However, in the last 2 years, I have had a lot of ill health. I was critically ill during COVID. Didn't think I'd make it, but here I am, thank God. And but I've been on a lot of medication. I shed a lot of tears. My whole life was turned upside down by COVID, and really my eye area has suffered, my under eye area. I still don't have much in the line of crow's feet, if at all, but underneath my eye, definitely, I can see a difference myself. And funny, the first time Dr. Mai saw me without makeup on, it was the area that she said to me that actually you've lost some density under your eyes. And with a lot of, it's been a difficult decision to arrive at, to be honest, because I've been quite vocal in terms of, I'm never having anything done. I still don't want to have Botox. I don't feel I need it, but I am going to have this procedure today. It's a tear trough. Dr. Mai, do you want to?
Yeah, so the tear trough is the concavity just underneath your eye, and it's just it's just at the border of your orbital orbit, or the bony socket. So for me, the tear trough really shows signs of tiredness, even when you may not be tired. And the reason why that is because it's a hollow. There's a concavity, and depending on how light hits it, it can make it look even more dark than it is. So in theory, if we can lift that concavity with something like a dermal filler, then the way light hits it is much less stark. Now, dermal filler isn't the only treatment for under eyes. It really requires an in-depth skin consultation of the under eye area. So Sheila has a little bit of a combination of a little bit of fluid retention, tiny bit of fat herniation, as well as the hollowness caused by what I would describe a little bit of mid-cheek fat loss. Now, as we get older, everyone loses that baby fat in their mid-cheek area, and what that happens then is you lose the scaffold or the strength, the pillar that is holding up your mid-face. So in some clients, I actually do recommend a mid-cheek filler to bring back that support, as opposed to filling the tear trough. But in this case, yes, we do have a little bit of mid-cheek loss. There's probably more hollowness than there is mid-cheek loss, okay? So other treatments that you consider are, so that we have dermal filler, which is going to last anywhere from 9 months to 18 months. We use a really, really fine dermal filler that feels like a really, really light gel-based product. It contains peptides, amino acids that's also going to nourish and hydrate the crepey skin of the under eye. We also have platelet-rich plasma, which is one of our regenerative aesthetics. We're using our own cells and cellular repair to, again, help repair that under eye skin. It's not going to give you the same amount of fullness and permanency as dermal filler, but for someone of a younger age group, it's definitely very preventative. If you want to go one step further, you can then use platelet-rich fibrin. So that's platelet-rich plasma, but it has a fibrin mesh, and it's going to allow a slower release of your cellular repair mediators, and that's going to allow for more collagen rebuilding. So if you're thinking about under eye, I would actually vouch for platelet-rich fibrin versus platelet-rich plasma. Then you have things like skin boosters. So I have a range of different type of polynucleotides that, again, are a regenerative pillar. And again, that requires a few treatments back to back. They, again, are cellular messengers that are going to communicate with the cells, the fibroblasts, that make collagen. Again, that's going to help replenish the under eye skin. It's a little bit slower, but again, it's going to get you there in the end after several treatments. And then finally, for those that suffer from eye bags, okay, and that can be hereditary, that can come with age. Again, I have a special polynucleotide blend that will actually physically drain eye bags, and that's been hugely transformative for a lot of my patients who felt like there was no eye cream that was touching that eye bag. So again, that's a stacked treatment of 3 to 4 treatments as well. So in this case, Sheila's tear trough is definitely not straightforward, so it does require a really, really expert eye, and I do consider myself an expert in the tear trough. Her procedure is going to just gently lift that hollowness, minding very well that there is a little bit of fat pad herniation as well as some fluid accumulation, which some of that we won't be able to kind of really manage at this sitting. So the procedure is really, really straightforward and relatively painless, dare I say. So I use a cannula technique, and what that means is I use one single pinch of a sharp needle on either side of each cheek. Then I go through with a cannula, which is a blunt tipped needle. It is not sharp, and all you feel is a sensation of something underneath your skin. And I carefully layer and place this very fine dermal filler into that crevice. And the big idea here is to not overfill. If she has a very dehydrated, crappy eye area, the hyaluronic acid and the amino acids is going to draw water over time and help fill that up over the next 2 weeks. The whole idea is not to overfill.
Okay, so I have to admit I'm feeling nervous, but also excited, and it's never say never.
Yeah.
So here we go, and I'm looking forward to it.
Great, so we're going to go ahead and take some before photos to see where we started. It's always a journey when it comes to me. So we'll go ahead and do the procedure to capture all of the different angles. So the best angle to really capture the tear trough is 45 degrees. Great, so Sheila's been brave enough to have this videoed just to show you how simple it is. So first of all, we're going to use the Teoxane Redensity 2. This is an FDA CE marked product that is approved for the tear trough, okay? So first of all, I'm just going to mark out Sheila here. So just a little bit of alcohol gel here. Can actually see that this is where her tear trough is, and this is the area that I'm going to hope to fill. I'm just going to do a single entry point just about here. Okay, so that's really the worst of it. Now this looks quite scary. This is a cannula, but as you can see, it's not sharp, okay? So the cannula just comes in. You can actually see the tip of it there. See it there? So what we're going to do is we're going to very carefully place the dermal filler into this hollowness. Even with that first pass, you can actually see how much that's lifted already. And again, we're not going to do anything crazy here. We're just going to very, very subtly lift up that hollowness. Appreciating that this lovely product is going to help hydrate and bring more lovely hydration and fullness to the area in coming weeks. Look at that already. Are you excited to see it, Sheila?
I am. And actually, it's comfortable.
Comfortable?
Yeah, there's no...
There we go.
Well, there's no discomfort.
Yes.
So approximately how much product would you use, Dr. Mai?
So each person's a bit different. So far I've used about 0.3 mils in this eye. I would suspect to use just maybe another 0.1 at most.
Okay.
But I would never put more than 0.5 in each person. Some people might only need 0.2, so it really depends.
Okay.
I actually really want to catch your reaction here, actually. So,
Oh, wow. Oh my God. I can really see the difference.
let me just give it a little massage here, just in this corner. But look at that, just a tiny bit of product, and look how smooth that looks and immediate. What do you think?
It is immediate, yeah. Wow.
So a lot of my patients who get tear trough filler message me later and say, I can't stop looking at myself in the mirror.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah. So again, we might have a little bit to tease out here, but and usually one eye can be worse than the other. So sometimes I might need to do a little bit more product on the other side. But anyway, you can kind of see just the immediate impact it has made. She still looks like herself. She's not overfilled. She still has a tear trough. There is still hollowness, but we're just making a really natural, a natural
Improvement. Yeah.
that's going to make Sheila look that little less tired in the mornings.
I could do with that. I'm looking forward to it.
Great, thank you. Now we just finished both eyes here. As you can see, very, very little trauma to the face. Single injection on both sides. That's going to heal in the next hour. Very little swelling. Of course, with any needle procedure, you can have bruising and swelling, but you can see the results are instant lifting, and this is going to improve over the next 2 weeks and last 9 to 18 months, which is really incredible.
In terms of what should I expect now, Mai? What should I expect to see over the next 2 days or so?
So great. So again, just looking at, the needle trauma, you can place a little bit of arnica on top of where the injections were,
Sure.
just to prevent any bruising. You can use an ice pack as well if there's any swelling, again, to reduce inflammation, and paracetamol if there's any pain, but it doesn't tend to be very sore. Now, dermal filler is going to set in with your own tissue over the next few weeks and integrate. So forming tiny little lumps is not uncommon, and that's just your body you have basically little micro-inflammatory responses as your body responds to the fact that there's a foreign body injected into it, okay? So if that happens, there's absolutely no issue with taking a little bit of aloe vera or Vaseline or just like a cream and massaging essentially from the inside outwards along the tear trough, okay? Again, it's a gel-based product. It is somewhat mobile in the early days, but again, if you're not sure, just leave it and I can deal with it then. But give it the 2 weeks. Now, in about 5 to 10% of patients, what happens is the dermal filler has kind of sucked up too much fluid and causes a lot of fluid retention, and sometimes sits in a slightly poor position, which can't really be anticipated in the earlier consultation. So in some clients, I will need to do a tiny dissolve, so I can bring in a bit of hyaluronidase and just do a tiny little dissolve of where maybe the dermal filler may have sat in an improper place. But the beauty of it is because I'm a medical practitioner, I have access to this medical product and have the knowledge of how to actually use it, okay? So again, with any dermal filler treatment, there is reversible medication that can remove it if needed. So nothing is permanent if we don't like the placement of it.
It's phenomenal. I'm sitting here wondering what took me so long. Yeah, really, really good. And so for anybody out there who is kind of sitting on the fence like I've been, again, really felt I didn't need it, but was just aware that from loss of sleep and through illness that I was around my eyes was starting to look baggy and tired. I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted that I've made that jump. So I'll be really looking forward to showing you all the full results in 2 weeks' time.